Okay, back by popular demand. This is at Aubrey J reporting live from outside the Ecuadorian embassy in London. I've done this a few times already, but I know there's going to be a lot of new people tuning into the feed, so just to give you some perspective on the geography of where this embassy is in London. It's an area called Knightsbridge in the London Borough of Chelsea, which is quite a well-heeled area. There's a lot of embassies, etc. around here. Just in shot there is the very well-known department store Harrods, and if I scan just to the left, this right in front here that I'm heading towards now is the Ecuadorian embassy. I think also contained in this building is the Colombian embassy as well. It's in the they use the same door, though obviously they have separate premises inside. Okay, I'm on the steps of the embassy, as there has been since I arrived here at almost exactly midnight. There's 3 ordinary standard UK Metropolitan Police officers. It's my understanding that they've been there pretty much for the last 2 months. Not the same ones, obviously. I'm sure they would have worked in shifts. But the reason for that would almost certainly be because Mr. Assange has breached his bail conditions. He's currently bailed and was required to report, I think, once per week to a named London police station. Because he hasn't done that in the last couple of months, he's in breach of his bail conditions. So if he were to step outside the embassy, they're there waiting for him. And the only scenario I can think at all likely in that situation is that he would be arrested for breach of his bail conditions, if nothing else. Now, I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, I'm just telling you what the facts are. Okay, the camera now is pointed towards, it's a dead-end side street. Sorry, there was a sneeze in the background there. There's a dead-end side street. There's only one way in, one way out, and I'm standing right in front of it. I don't know how well this will come out with the resolution and with the light, but there's a police line here which I cannot cross, but down there's one police wagon, several police officers inside, and down there is a side door which over the last 4 or 5 hours, nearly 5 hours now, I've seen several police officers move in and out of. They haven't gone in using any force at all. The door's been opened for them. They've walked in, walked out pretty freely. Now, I can't confirm this obviously because I haven't been inside, but it's my understanding that when they're going inside there, although they're in the embassy building, they're not within the embassy itself, and they're there by invite. My understanding is that Mr. Julian Assange is inside that building at the moment, awaiting the official announcement from the Ecuadorian government, which is due at 7 AM their capital time, Quito, and that would be 1 PM in London, UK. The time here is now just coming up to 5 AM. I'm just going to say a couple of things, and people can say this is self-promotion or whatever. I don't really care. It's my stream. If you don't like it, you can always come and do your own. There's nothing to stop you. If you want to add my Twitter feed, it's at AubreyJ, ALBURYJ. That's not an ego thing. It's just if you want to keep up to date with the news, whenever I start a fresh broadcast, I automatically tweet from there. So it's at AubreyJ, ALBURYJ, all as one word. And if you add me to your Twitter, then my feed automatically updates whenever I start a fresh broadcast. So you can keep yourself informed that way if you want to. If not, don't. I don't care. I've just seen that comment there. Welcome back. Don't break Bambuser again. I'm going to say it wasn't me. It was all you guys wanting to watch the news. I'm really not too sure how well these are going to come out because it's pretty dark, and I know that the resolution on the streams are relatively low, but I keep the resolution a little bit low to try and keep the flow better so that the audio and pictures aren't so choppy. We don't have 4G networks in the UK. We're stuck with 3G for the next year or two at least, so there's not too much more that can be done about that situation at the moment. Yeah, there's a couple of mainstream cameras here, and there's been a couple of reports. BBC were here earlier. I'm not sure who that is over there now. But in all honesty, it's been relatively low-key. There hasn't really been much to see. There's always been the possibility that something might, you never know. Hey.
What time is it?
Yeah, I'm just being asked by a few people, like, as late as I can possibly stay here is 8 AM UK time, so that's 3 hours from now. As much as anything, because
that's good.
I've got.
I can cover from then on.
You can cover from then on.
Basically, I'm charging my battery, so I apologize for whoever was watching my channel. My battery went dead, so I'll be back when Jamie will be leaving. 8 o'clock in the morning, or maybe before, depends on the battery charge.
Okay, so yeah, you've got that message there. The Occupy News Network feed should be able to pick this back up from when I have to stop. I've got some responsibilities that I have to attend to, much as I'd love to stay. I might well be able to get back down a little bit later in the day. Since I've been offline, I don't think too much has happened. There's certainly been people here covering it. I've been keeping an eye on them, and I certainly would have been told if Mr. Assange had left or been removed from the building. It's great to see on the chat feed there. I'm seeing it run through on my screen. It's brilliant seeing that there's so many people from like literally every corner of the globe watching. And my message is, if this is the first time you've watched a live stream, or even if it isn't, remember that together we can make mainstream media irrelevant. It's my own personal opinion that the mainstream media, to more or less an extent, not necessarily always the case, but a large part of the time, they're selective about what news they report. And what I'd encourage people to do is, if you're fortunate enough to have access to a smartphone, and you have unlimited data, then download a live streaming app to your phone. Personally speaking, my preference is for this channel, Bambuser, although others are available, of course. And if something happens near you, because this is just a newsworthy item that happened near me, then you have the ability to hop onto your app and stream it live to the world. And if as many people as possible can do this, then it makes mainstream media irrelevant. We'll just keep the news going ourselves. 24-hour rolling news channels aren't really necessary when you have a group of citizens who can pick up the coverage and basically give you unfiltered content. If people are getting a lot of lag, it's very likely because Bambuser's servers are straining a bit. You can try hitting the refresh button on your browser. Very often that sorts it out. Okay, White Geekster. I'm saying hi to you over the mic. Hello, and thank you very much for watching. Now, I've obviously got a lot of new viewers who've never watched my feed before, but I have been live streaming activism in London, UK, pretty much since the Occupy movement started over here, October the 15th, 2011. Over that time, I've learnt a few things about streaming and what's useful and what's not. I'm going to make a small plea here, but don't feel bad if you can't help out. I've got an additional extended life battery, which gives me about 3 hours use. I've used a good chunk of that already. I've just been able to get somewhere to give it a little bit of a boost, but not as much as I would like. Ideally, I'd like to have 2 or 3 battery packs so I can play with something for 9, 10, 12 hours. As many, well, I can play with it for as long as I've got battery for, really. There's a guy delivering the newspapers here. Yeah, a guy just delivered the newspapers. They go onto the steps. So, as I was saying, if you have a look at my Twitter, which is @AlburyJ, ALBURYJ, on my profile page on there, I've got a link to something called Flatter. And Flatter is basically a new way to make micro donations. So rather than donating £5, $5, $10, $20, £20, whatever, you can just click a button, the Flatter button, which is just underneath the video for this feed off of the Bambuser page. And if you put sort of like say $5 in your Flatter account for the month, and then you click the Flatter button 3 different times for, well, so 2 different times for 2 different things, then each of those would receive $2.50. I'm probably not explaining it very well, but if you check out flatter.com, FLATTR.com, that will explain all. I much prefer it to PayPal. And it's an interesting new way to make micro donations, because basically, rather than single people donating, like, you know, relatively large amounts of $50, $100, that kind of thing, it'd be great if everybody could get together, help buy some battery packs for me and other live streamers just by doing micro donations. So say you put, say, £1 or $1 into your Flatter account, then you can split that $1 up between, say, 10 different things which interest you that you think are good. Hit the Flatter button and it will divide them up for you automatically. Interesting, worth investigating. As I say, you don't have to do that. Just in a question now asking, how do we know Assange is in the building? Well, the truth is that I can't actually independently confirm that, because I can't get in the building. I haven't seen him in there. There have been a few people who have come to the curtains. Mr. Assange hasn't been one of them that I've recognised. But I do have reasonable cause to believe that he's in there, because there's an area here. I'm not sure how well this is going to come out with the light, but there's a barriered area here, and there's been people keeping a 24-hour vigil pretty much since he's been here, and there's all kinds of signs attached to it. I say things like "Protect Assange," "We are social beings designed to work together," join WLFriends.org, "Free Julian," "Thank you Julian Assange," "Thank you WikiLeaks," "We are still here," big one there, "Free Assange," like a stenciled picture. It says "Defend WikiLeaks, defend freedom of speech." I know these aren't going to come out very well because it's a bit too dark at the moment. In daylight they'll probably look a little bit better, and as the sun comes up, which will be fairly soon, then I'll give them another run over so you can get a better view. Yeah, for those of you that feel minded to, I have requested an interview with Mr. Assange, but I don't have any contacts within WikiLeaks or to Mr. Assange himself. I don't have a direct line or anything. But you never know. One of the people watching this might do, and if they do, then please get in contact with me. I did ring the buzzer on the door earlier. Police were happy to allow me to do that, and there was no response to it. So a few people earlier were tweeting at WikiLeaks on Twitter as well, basically saying, how about give Attlebridge an interview, which I think would be a really nice thing, because I'm not a mainstream media organisation. I've got no agenda. I haven't even prepared any questions. I'd basically just have to wing it, but I'd be happy to do that, and it would certainly be a different way of doing things.
Just wait for the shelter to open. I'll give me back.
Yeah, right.
I will have promised.
Yeah.
I rang the doorbell, but not like.
Yeah, I had the same thing earlier. So I have the camera trained on it at the moment. I'll also bring those of you who are not aware yet of the situation as I understand it, the diplomatic situation, and that is basically that the UK authorities can't enter onto the actual embassy itself, although they've been inside the building. If they were to do so, it would essentially be an invasion of foreign sovereign territory, and although I can't be certain, you never know, I can't guarantee that the UK authorities won't do that, but I have to say that I think it's extremely unlikely, because it would spark one hell of a diplomatic row. But what I did hear earlier, and this is an internet rumour, so please do treat it as such, we know what internet rumours are like, that the UK authorities might seek to revoke the Ecuadorian embassy's diplomatic status. And if they did that, then the police could very well enter and arrest Mr. Assange. Now, as far as arresting Mr. Assange goes, because I've been asked a few times about, whether he's a rapist or not, here's my own personal view on it. I have absolutely no idea. I wasn't there when the alleged incident happened. I haven't seen any of the evidence. All I've had basically is hearsay from the mainstream media, and that essentially is all any of us have had, so I'm not judged in any way, shape or form to say whether he's guilty of any alleged crimes. And I think anybody who says he is a rapist or he isn't a rapist should really have a think about that. The truth is, at the moment, it's unknown. I'm just seeing somewhere saying this is not live. I can assure you that it is. As a for instance, to prove that it's live, I'll tell you the next comment that I can see. Okay, sorry, lol. Yeah, you got it. It is live. That's a great way to test. You can't do that with the mainstream media. That's why I encourage people to ditch mainstream media and get into either creating your own citizen journalism, ideally, or if you don't have the time or the means to be able to do that, then keep an eye on citizen journalism. Yeah, I'm really humbled by the kind comments that I'm getting, the likes of hero and thank you so much. I'm really, really humbled by that. I can assure you that I'm not a hero or anything. I'm just a guy who happens to be in the area, believes that this is a story of global interest, and having had an awareness of activism in London since Occupy started here, as I mentioned earlier, October the 15th, that the mainstream media do to more or less an extent filter what you get to see. And battery run-outs and connection glitches aside, I can only give you my assurance that I just try to give you what I can see as far as I possibly can. I think it was Nietzsche who said there is no such thing as truth, only perspective. And that's an expression that I'm really, really keen on. You can ask two different people who saw the same thing and they'll give you completely different stories, and it's not necessarily that either one of them is lying. It's just that that was their truth, the way they saw it at that time. Okay, the questions and the comments obviously run through really, really fast, so I apologise if you're posting something on there for me and I don't see it because my gaze is diverted elsewhere at a particular time, so it's not personal. Please don't take it as such. The same goes to the Twitter feed as well. It's a little bit of a surprise to me because earlier on I had just slightly under 500 followers, and now all of a sudden I've got nearly 3,000. It's a bit of a new experience for me, so I'm kind of like learning too, so bear with me. I'm not ignoring anyone, it's just simply a case of I'll let this van pass. Okay, it's not the case that I'm ignoring anyone or anything like that, it's just that it literally comes through, there's so much of it so fast that I'm only human, I can only deal with so much at any one time. I've just seen a question there, are they leaving? My answer to that would be no. There's been police vans coming and going pretty much all night. The police take a rest for their breaks and stuff like that. One way or another, despite some brief breaks, me and other streamers, we try to keep the footage as extensive and as in-depth as possible. Okay, one of the questions I've seen there is Occupy their live streaming. I can tell you that Occupy News Network are and have been around, and they've been streaming from ustream.tv/Occupy News Network. It's something to that effect anyway. They're currently offline. I think they've gone to look to get somewhere to get their battery charged. I also saw a question on there about have I tried ringing the embassy. No, I haven't, but I can tell you that I have tried pressing the buzzer on the outside, and it was ignored. I guess, because I was suggesting to people that they could try tweeting at WikiLeaks if they'd invite me in for an interview. Thus far to date, that hasn't worked. But perhaps if somebody feels like ringing the embassy on my behalf and asking, because I can't make a phone call and stream at the same time. So if anybody would like to ask on my behalf, say it's the guy outside in the cream-coloured top with the green backpack holding a mobile phone up. If they want to ask me to come inside, I'll be more than happy to do that, and I'll put as many of your questions as I can to Mr. Assange, if you'd be happy to have an interview. Just seen a question here, how many hours left until the announcement? Well, the time here in London is 5:15, that's 1:05 AM, and the announcement is due at 1 PM UK time. So by my maths, bearing in mind I've been up all night, so my brain is a little bit fuzzy, I would say that makes it 6 3/4 hours until the announcement. No, sorry, 7 3/4 hours. That's what being up all night does for you. Yeah, I saw a question about the guy on the balcony. I saw two guys on there. I'm just going to get it in shot. There were two guys on this balcony earlier. One of them had a camera, and it was a video camera, and on it had a sticker for the Tor network, which is Onion network, which those of you who might want to investigate how you can protect your privacy online, that's TOR. So I'm assuming that there's something to do with WikiLeaks. Guys, can I ask you a question? There were some guys at the balcony earlier. Did anybody hear what they said? Could you hear what they were saying?
I know one of them, the guy with the camera, said he wasn't Ecuadorian. Apart from that, I didn't hear much.
Okay, in case that didn't come out, the guy that had the camera said he wasn't Ecuadorian, but apart from that he didn't say much.
He's an Ecuadorian embassy or something.
Are you Ecuadorian?
No, Greek.
Oh, you're Greek, okay. Do you mind doing an interview? We're on live stream.
Yes, of course, I have no problem. Just here randomly, but I will need to answer some questions.
Okay.
What I think is happening here, basically. This is a clear violation of national sovereignty. Now, this in the old days, and even now, can be formally considered a region of war. This thing what is happening here right now. But of course, the powers that be do this when it suits them. Basically, people that reveal the truth simply cannot be stand to continue. They have to be destroyed. Even after they did what they did, they have to be destroyed for other people to go and be more disciplined. Simple. This guy Assange, he basically ridiculed the whole system, everything.
Okay.
They can't possibly let this guy. I don't believe they're doing it for vengeance or something. They're doing it to deter other people from doing what he did.
Okay.
That's what I believe is happening here. And unfortunately, it's a very unfortunate fact that it's only us here right now. I mean, this involves everyone. Many people should be here today.
Yeah.
And especially many people who claim to be revolutionaries, socialists, or anything like that. Where are they? Where is the SWP? Where are the so-called Marxists of the UK? Where are they? I see no one here.
Maybe a little bit too early in the morning for them?
Yeah, maybe they have to go to sleep to be able to go to the opera tomorrow.
Okay, well, so comments there. I know a lot of people will share your views. There's some people who won't as well, but it's nice that there's a platform for people to have their say. That's what this is all about. So, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a seat on the curb. Yeah, I just heard a comment there about flashlights are pretty cheap, yo. And yeah, I totally appreciate what you're saying. They are pretty cheap, and I do have one. But would you believe this? I just heard some news on Twitter, and I just grabbed my phone and a battery pack and just got down here as quick as I could. I'll bear your advice in mind for next time, and I'll bring a torch with me. Sorry, I don't have quite the money for professional equipment like major media conglomerates do. So this is a little bit on the fly. We have to make things up as we go along. But thank you very much for your comment. I just saw a question there asking about, could I basically just clarify what the Greek guy said, and he was saying essentially that he thinks it's a disgrace that British authorities might seek to intrude on another nation's sovereign territory, and he's also questioning why there aren't more people here to support Mr. Assange. He's asking where are the SWP and various other UK activist organisations. So at the moment, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm counting around about 7 activists here at the moment, and around about 4 or 5 mainstream cameras ready to roll in case something does happen. I guess my response to that kind of be is there's been talk about this on the internet all night, and it'll probably carry on through into the morning. I would imagine there'll probably be some numbers turn up here as London wakes from its slumber. Pretty early in the morning here, 20 past 5, and it's a weekday. I guess, you know, people have got jobs, responsibilities, etc. Just in the comment there, Rit89 say hi to Tammy. Tammy, Rit89 from the internet wanted me to say hi to you. She says hi back, Rit89. Okay, I've just seen a question there about where is the embassy in London. It's in Knightsbridge, the London, well, the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea. Just walk over to the street sign over here. Makes a change of view. Oh, there we go. Somebody's put the address up. It's 3 Hands Crescent, SW1. Sorry, I don't know what the rest of the postcode is, but hopefully this will come out clear enough. Hands Crescent, number 3 Hands Crescent, SW1. Okay, I've just seen a question about how many side entrances. I can tell you I'm going to walk around. This is the right hand side of the building as you face it. Okay, there's one gated off, locked behind a barrier doorway there. And I don't think this is part of the same building. That one says 3C, so I don't think that's anything to do with the embassy. So quite likely this one here. And there is a side entrance which in my opinion, is probably the most likely place where something's going to happen, if anything happens at all. And the other side entrance is this one here. It's currently behind police tapes, which I'm just trying to do a close-up of there. So I can't go down there, but it's a dead end. This is the only way in or out. There's one police van down there, and I've seen police officers go in and out of a side entrance down there on numerous occasions through the night. No force used. They appear to have been willingly allowed in and out of the building. I've just been asked why can't I go down there. It's because it's got a police line, do not cross tape on it. I don't have a press pass or anything like that, so there's every likelihood that I'll be arrested if I walk down there. I'll certainly be threatened with arrest. In any case, I can see perfectly well from here. I'm sorry if it doesn't come out very well on the feed, but that's a light and resolution issue, but that will improve now the sun's starting to come up, dawn is starting to break. Okay. Right, next thing to let you know is my battery is now starting to fade. So I think it would be prudent for me to end this broadcast here. There really isn't anything to see at the moment. You've got a few people sitting and waiting. You've got some cops on the door. I've got full view of everything, so I will start the stream back up as soon as something happens, but in order to conserve battery power as far as possible, I'm going to end the stream here. If you want to help for certainly future streams, check out Flatter, as I mentioned earlier, flatter.com/profile/AlburyJ, ALBURYJ. And if you want to consider making a micro donation on there, then that would go towards additional battery packs, which help me run the stream for longer. So that's a really cool way where everybody can donate 10 English pence, 10 cents, whatever your currency is. It's much better for 1,000 people to donate 10 cents than it is for a few people to donate a couple $100 each. If we share the load, then none of us really notice. So please do check out Flatter, FLATTR.com/profile/AlburyJ, ALBURYJ. And one last reminder, if you want to add my Twitter feed, it's @AlburyJ, and if you do that when the broadcast recommences, then you'll be the first to know. Right, so I'm going to finish it up here just as a battery conservation exercise. There really isn't anything to see. I'm going to keep on Twitter, so if people have got questions for Twitter, then I'll certainly respond to as many of those as I can on there. It's a battery thing.
Yeah. Mine's just charging up, so
Okay.
if yours goes and mine charges, we can flip it to mine.
Yeah, okay.
Bambuser, anyway.
I'm using Bambuser, yeah.
It's Bambuser. So if yours goes, mine will be on at some point.
Okay.
Which is Tammy Sammy OLSX.
Okay, you hear that, everybody? It's right. Tammy there has got a smartphone too. So what is it again?
Tammy Sammy OLSX.
Right, and Samid is spelled S-A-M-E.
Yeah, S-A-M. Don't even ask to know their fucking name. S-A-M-E-D-E.
Yeah, okay. So it's
OLSX.
Tammy Samid OLSX.
Change that, 'cause you don't have to buy the London Stock Exchange now.
Yeah, you might want to consider changing it. But, okay, there are other streamers here, but... Oh yeah, I've got a request. Tammy's suggesting that perhaps somebody might want to ring a taxi firm, give them the address, a taxi for Julian Assange.
What is it?
It's number 3, Hands Crescent,
Yeah.
SW1.
Ring the taxis. Then all the taxis will turn up going, taxi for Julian. And the police will get, no, let's do it, because we need some entertainment, we're a bit knackered.
How many screen messages do you get?
Gazillions.
It's just a permanent stream
How
of
many
screen
messages?
messages.
Yeah, just for independent verification, can you tell me how... Oh, sugar. Can you tell me how quickly that screen, how quickly the messages come up?
Guys, there's no point in typing any messages onto the screen. It's just going, whee! You'll see on the side of the screen.
Yeah, it does scroll through pretty fast, so I just pick out ones as I see them. Rit89, I saw you there. Tammy Samid OLSX, yeah, you had that correct.
Can one person just confirm, just to cheer me up and just encourage me, can just one of you confirm, yeah, call a taxi.
Right.
Name is Julian, at number 3, Hans, what is it?
Hands Crescent.
Hans Crescent, London. Number 3, Hans Crescent, London, name is Julian. Please, just to cheer me up.
Okay, the request is out there. Nobody's said that they're going to do it yet.
No, don't say it on there, just do it.
Okay, well you've heard the request there from Tammy. Please call a taxi for Julian, the address of the Ecuadorian embassy here in London. Okay, so I'm going to sign off the feed here for now to conserve battery. I'll have a look at Twitter now and then because it doesn't use as much battery, and I can kind of keep an eye on things there. Don't forget to add my feed if you want to be updated when my stream starts again. Thank you very much for everybody that's watched so far, both my stream and the other one that's been running, Tammy's and the Occupy News Network feed. I've had loads of really kind comments about my coverage, so I really do appreciate those. I thank you everyone from the bottom of my heart, and I'm extremely humbled by it. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now. It's not against the law to pass on the double yellow. You can load on it, especially if it's illegal. Okay, we've got a bit of daylight now. So if you've been watching my stream overnight, you would have known that it was pretty dark, and with the resolution on a live stream, it doesn't make for the best pictures. Having said that, it does seem to have caught a lot of people's interest, so thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for sharing the link and mirroring it and everything. Okay, so I'm outside the Ecuadorian embassy in London. It's located at number 3 Hands Crescent. To give you some idea of the geography of the area, those not from London, this will probably give you a bit of a better perspective. So we have right here the world famous Harrods department store, and as I pan to the left, is Hands Crescent, and here is the front door to the Ecuadorian embassy. There's 2 police officers stationed on the door at the moment. Now, overnight, police officers have been going in and out at various times through that door, and also through...
I'd like to give an interview to this lady from Australian Road.
Yeah, I can do. Give me a minute, though. I'll be a sec. Okay, and down the side, there's a side entrance which did have a police line, do not cross. That tape's been across the road all night, but I think they've taken it down now as delivery lorries are going in and out. And just where the camera's pointed now, there's a side entrance, and ordinary standard Metropolitan Police officers, nothing special about the way they're armed or anything, just a regular uniform as you see before you there. They've been going in and out of that side door at regular intervals. Now, just because they've gone inside there, it's my understanding that that doesn't necessarily mean that they've breached Ecuadorian sovereign territory. I believe that's set aside for different parts of the embassy where they can't enter without invitation. So although they've been in and out of the building, it is not my understanding or belief that they've actually attempted to arrest Mr. Julian Assange. Now, there's some of the mainstream media cameras here. Now, this is the first time I've been down here this evening and this morning. This area barriered off from what I've been told by certain people who I've met this evening. They've been holding a pretty much 24-hour vigil out here. At the moment, the number of what I would guess to be WikiLeaks supporters, they number in the tens. I've been given information that there's been a Facebook group created with a few thousand people invited to arrive here at 10. Or whether they actually will or not, I don't know. We'll have to see, won't we? But I know that that Facebook group has been posted. Right, also to let everybody else know who's watching this feed, I'm just a regular guy. I describe myself as an independent citizen journalist, and that basically means that rather than rely on mainstream media as a source of news, I'd rather go out and try and capture it myself and share it with the world. To that end, I do make all my broadcasts Creative Commons, so free for non-commercial credited use. If you do want to use it, embed it anywhere, then I appreciate you basically saying where you found it, and a link to my Twitter's okay, just something like @AubreyJ is fine. Also, if anybody wants to add my Twitter feed, and this isn't self-publicising or anything, but I automatically send a tweet because the Bambuser account and my Twitter accounts are synchronised, so every time I start a fresh broadcast, if you've got me added to your feed, then you'll get notified automatically. And that's @AubreyJ, assuming that you're on Twitter. That's spelt ALBURYJ, all as one word. Right, as I said, I am just a regular guy, citizen journalist. Anybody can do this. You just need a smartphone and download a live streaming app. My preference is for Bambuser, though others are obviously available. But to that end, I've been up all night, and get this, I've got to go to work very, very shortly. So my plan at the moment is, there's a couple of guys going in there, but they look like they're just staff, like work people. At least that's what they look like. Yeah, as I say, I'm just a regular workaday guy. This is, I don't know, I guess a hobby, if you like. So I've got to go to work fairly shortly, but I am going to ask that my employer give me the day off, and if they're happy to accede to that request, then I'll be back down here for coverage.
James, are you still... Do you want to tell people about the event?
Oh, I've mentioned it.
Okay. Have you mentioned details about the Facebook page? To say that they're going to...
Okay, I'm just being shown here. There's a Facebook page called Occupy the Ecuadorian Embassy, August 16th, 2012. So it's got directions, the address and everything. So yeah, if you want to have a look for that on Facebook, that's there for you. Just going to, well, I get asked, well, I've been asked several times this evening, both in person and on Twitter and everything, am I a WikiLeaks supporter, am I an Occupy supporter, why am I here, that kind of thing. So just to inform everybody, I have mentioned this already on previous streams, but I'll mention it again because I appreciate this being daylight now, the picture's a lot better. My view on WikiLeaks, for the start, okay, this is a personal view, take it for what it is. I think that WikiLeaks have done some absolutely amazing work in terms of making information open and transparent, and it's something which I'm broadly supportive of. The cables which were released, obviously being, I mean, I can't claim that I've read every single one of them, but a lot of them I have read. It certainly made interesting reading, and it certainly sheds some light on the situation in Iraq and Afghanistan, which obviously the USA and the UK have been heavily embroiled for 10 years or so now. And yeah, I very much applaud what WikiLeaks have done in terms of transparency and openness. Now, with regards to Mr. Assange, I've been asked several times, do I think he's a rapist? Do I think he's innocent? Do I think he's guilty? And here's my answer to that question. I don't know. How can I possibly know? I wasn't there when the alleged incident happened, so I'm certainly not an eyewitness to it. I don't know anybody personally involved, so I have nobody's individual word that I can trust on that. All I know is what I've seen and read in the papers. So to that end, I'm slightly concerned that WikiLeaks has become more about Julian Assange than about the actual WikiLeaks project itself, and that concerns me a little bit, because I'm quite into the idea of horizontal leadership, and looking at the bigger picture, I would certainly hope that people would understand that WikiLeaks is potentially much bigger, well, it is much bigger than Julian Assange himself. Having said that, I appreciate that Mr. Assange would have put a personal lot of hard work, time, gone to some considerable personal risk in order to facilitate a lot of what WikiLeaks have done, and I applaud that. As for the allegations of rape/sexual assault, I have no idea whether they happened or not. there may well be a case to answer. A lot of people are saying that if he's innocent, why doesn't he just go to Sweden? And I can certainly see that argument. If he's innocent, then he should be able to clear his name and then get on with the business of making information available to the world. On the other hand, he may have concerns, legitimate concerns, that he may be further extradited from Sweden to the USA. Given the strict circumstances of what I know of the situation, and bearing in mind I'm just a regular guy, I'm no politician, I'm no lawyer or anything like that, I don't really see how that could happen, because I think UK has got a much more, how would I describe this, a much stronger history of extraditing people wanted by the USA, certainly more than Sweden anyway. On the other hand, I've heard that Mr. Assange has invited the Swedish authorities to visit him at the Ecuadorian embassy here in London, and they can question him under full extent of the Swedish law, because it is important to remember he hasn't been charged with anything, he stands accused, so that obviously does warrant investigation. It's a very serious accusation. So I'm unsure as to why the Swedish authorities have been unwilling to visit him in the Ecuadorian embassy and question him. I'm just being asked a question, hold on. Oh yeah, I mentioned it. I've just been given some information which I'd already passed on to everybody, so never mind about that. So yeah, as I was saying, I don't know if he's guilty or not. I don't have the information available to me in order to be able to make a reasoned judgment on that. So, what I do think is rather interesting about this story is that the Ecuadorian embassy, obviously certain parts of it are going to be sovereign Ecuadorian territory, and therefore UK authorities don't have any jurisdiction to enter onto that ground. It's, you know, effectively an invasion, and from what I've seen on the internet this evening, the Ecuadorians would consider that an aggressive act. Not that I'm suggesting in any way that UK and Ecuador are about to go to war or anything, and personally I don't think that the UK authorities would be willing to cause the diplomatic row that would basically follow if they were to just storm in there. So I don't think that that will happen. I could be wrong, it's just what I think. What I have heard as a rumour on the internet, and we all know about internet rumours, take them with a massive pinch of salt, that the UK authorities may seek to revoke the Ecuadorian embassy's status as an embassy, and therefore if it's no longer an embassy, then they can go in there because it's British sovereign territory. Now whether they do actually want to do that or not, I don't know. I've asked them the question over the course of the evening, they're certainly not telling me. And some people have asked me if I could gain my way inside. I can let you know if you want to watch one of my earlier streams. I did actually press the buzzer that's up on the top of the steps there. It's marked Ecuadorian Embassy. There's the buttons just up there. And they didn't answer, because a lot of people were thinking maybe if I could get an interview with Mr. Assange himself, ask him a few questions, pass on the questions that I see come up on the chat to him, that would make a really interesting interview outside of the mainstream media, which I presume is something that Mr. Assange would support. I know that the WikiLeaks account tweeted my feed earlier, this stream. So whether he's actually connected to that, has access to it or not, I don't know, but they have some awareness that live streamers are out here, I would imagine. They've only got to look out the window. So it's certainly an interesting diplomatic situation unfolding here. I did see on one of the chat comments there that somebody described me as ignorant, which is excusable, but also stupid as well. And thank you very much for your kind comment. Well, it wasn't a kind comment, but I thank you for your comment anyway. My response to that would be this, that I may very well be ignorant and or stupid, but I don't think you've really got enough information to form a judgment on that. And I would also say thank you very much for taking the time, because if I've somehow affected your life in such a way that you logged onto a website from a stream that I'm producing, and to actually make a comment directed towards me, it's amazing that somebody ignorant and stupid could affect your life in such a way that you actually feel driven to do that. I'm actually quite honoured, so thank you. As much as anything, as far as I understand, there have been UK police officers outside this embassy ever since Mr. Assange entered sometime in June, I think it was, in order to seek asylum in Ecuador. And the reason for that, I think, would be, whichever way you look at it, whether you think he's guilty of sexual offences, rape or not, the one thing which Mr. Assange has done, which is contrary to UK law, is he was required under the terms of his bail to report to a London police station. I think it was at least once per week, or maybe it was once per day, but he needed to regularly report to a police station, and obviously whilst he's been in the embassy he's not been able to do that, so he's in breach of his bail. So therefore, if he were to set foot outside the embassy, he, as the situation stands at the moment, he would most certainly be instantly arrested. So I guess the police have to be here as much as anything, because they follow their orders, and if they're told to arrest that man by their superiors, that is indeed what they will do. I'm just going to get a shot of this side entrance again, which was the main focus of what people were interested in last night. I'll see how far I can walk down before they stop me. There's a police van down there, just going to try and make sure I don't get run over. Stand on the curb. There's a delivery entrance here that's, as far as I can see, nothing to do with the Ecuadorian embassy. The side door, which the police were going in and out of for most of the night, is that black one right in front of the feed there. Okay, well, unfortunately I'm going to have to finish off with a shot. I think I'll pick out this one here, because I've got to go to work. As I said, I'm just a regular guy, just out here with a smartphone. So what I would encourage everybody to do is, if you've got a smartphone, download a live streaming app onto it, and if something happens that's newsworthy in whatever city, town or country you live, wherever on the globe it is, then you're ready to go and broadcast it to the world instantaneously should that happen, and that reduces people's reliance on mainstream media for the news. So if you want to re-watch any of what happened last night, you can have a flick through my channel, bambuza.com/channel/AubreyJ. I'm hoping that when I pop into work, I've got quite a reasonable employer. I'm hoping that they'll let me take the day off. No guarantees, just going to have to see what they say. Hopefully if they do, then I'll be back down here later today to stream some more. And if not, we'll have to see how the situation develops through the day and maybe tonight. So we'll just have to see how that one goes. There's a pan au chocolat. Can I take that one? Thank you. Just been bought breakfast. I want to say a massive, massive, massive thank you to everybody who's been watching, sharing, tweeting, mirroring the feed. I want to say a huge, huge thank you to those who've sent down things like this, and somebody sent down some pizzas and everything earlier, and that was hugely appreciated by everybody down here, including me, so thank you very much for the people that did that. If you want to donate to help keep the stream running, because it's things like extra batteries that run out and they cause breaks in the feed, if you want to help with that with micro donations, there's a way you can do that. If you visit www.flatter, which is spelled flattr.com/profile/AubreyJ, then if you want to, then you can make a micro donation there, and that's like 10 pence, 10 cents, whatever your local currency is. It can be as little or as much as you like, but I really encourage people to pay really, really tiny amounts. So it's better to have 1,000 people pay a really, really tiny amount than have 10 people pay quite large amounts. Share the load as much as possible, and anything donated there goes towards extra batteries. It helps pay for my bandwidth, because obviously I have to pay line rental on this thing for unlimited data and whatnot. So don't in any way feel obliged, but if you are able to and if you want to, then any donation you want to make there is hugely appreciated. Thank you very much. Last reminder, for Twitter, if you want to get an update in your feed of when I'm starting a fresh broadcast, is @AubreyJ, ALBURYJ. Thank you once again, and I hope to be able to pick this up later for you. Goodbye for now. Okay, hello to everybody who's picking up my feed, whether it's the first time or this is your umpteenth visit. Thanks a lot for watching. This is @AubreyJ, ALBURYJ, broadcasting live from outside the Ecuadorian embassy in London. I'm going to be repeating myself from earlier broadcasts here slightly, but I'm going to make no apology for that, because a lot of people will just be picking this up for the first time. If you want some idea of where the area is, this is Knightsbridge in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea. Right here in picture now is the world famous Harrods department store, and as I pan just to the left, this is the Ecuadorian embassy. I'm just getting an update.
And that was forcibly arrested wearing this.
Okay, right. I've just been informed that a legal observer, he's somebody who I do know personally, was arrested.
Not arrested, so forcibly removed under threat of arrest.
Sorry, he was forcibly removed
Under threat of arrest.
Under threat of arrest. He was wearing a legal observer's high-vis jacket, similar to the one I'm about to show you now. And can you give me any information on why he was?
The police said he was obstructing. He was standing out of the way, observing what was happening to the protesters who were latched onto the fence, latched onto the gate. Sorry.
There were people latched onto the fence.
Sorry, there were people arms tied, so holding onto the gate. So they couldn't move.
Okay, there were people with their arms linked, holding onto the fence and the gate. They were warned to move by the police.
They were warned to move, and Matt was one of the first people to be removed. Even though he wasn't immediately obstructing anyone, just I suspect it's because he was wearing legal gloves, I think. There's a video that will be on YouTube very shortly of how he was dragged away and the force was used.
Okay, I'm told somebody's got footage of the incident, and once I've had that link passed on to me, then I'll obviously let everybody know. The situation since I was last here a few hours ago, I've been away to recharge batteries and deal with some work issues. The situation has changed a bit since I was last here, insofar as there are now a much larger number of police visibly present. There's a lot more people here, and they've now formed a cordon around the outside of the embassy. I'm just going to walk through the crowd here so you can see the kind of types that are around. There's an assortment of mainstream media, people with the well-known anonymous masks, fellow live streamers, random members of the public, WikiLeaks supporters, Assange supporters, general mixture of people. The atmosphere that I'm sensing at the moment is pretty calm. I think I might have missed some incidents earlier with some people threatened with arrest, some people forcibly removed from the area. Just taking a step away from the embassy here, just going to try and observe how many police and media trucks present. So we've got a police truck here, so the glass is darkened. I can see there's a few police officers in there, media trucks, satellite dishes. So the mainstream media is here to a much bigger extent than it was last night for the people that were watching my feed earlier. Yeah, another truck here, another mainstream media truck there with their satellite link-ups, etc. I have to say, you have to look at the equipment and resources they have with these mega satellite dishes and professional cameras, etc. I appreciate that my video quality is not going to be as good as theirs, but I really do try to bring you exactly what I can see, and the coverage stays live, it stays uncut, and as far as possible I try to leave it to the viewer to judge what's going on with a few descriptive comments from me in order to try and give context. Unfortunately, at the moment, there's some fairly bright sunshine. I've got my screen brightness to the minimum setting in order to try and conserve battery as much as possible. That means, unfortunately, I can't see any comments coming through at the chat at the moment. I know that they're there, I just can't read them, so I don't want any viewers to think that I'm ignoring. It's just that I literally can't read it at the moment because I can't see it. I'm going to try and walk around and basically just get the best shot I can at the front door to the embassy. The information I've got from Bamboozle, which is the streaming app, they're saying that it was a CDOS attack as far as they're concerned. A group called Anti-Leaks has claimed responsibility for it, but whether they were actually responsible or not is unknown. But I can tell you the streaming service that I use is Bamboozle. As far as they're concerned, it was a CDOS attack that caused streams go down. We basically took down the whole assembly just for a couple of hours. Yeah, it's sort of like, it's something that's come out that I've become aware of in the last few days. It's basically an anti-Wikileaks film. So I think what you're starting to see is sort of like an online war between the people who are pro-Wikileaks and pro-fans and the people who are anti. Fascinating development. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, good luck not getting hacked.
Okay. Well, I've got alternatives as well, so... I was just being asked by a mainstream journalist there what the story was with my feed last night. As some of you may be aware, but Bambuser, the streaming app which I use, went down completely. It wasn't just my channel, the whole service went down. And Bambuser themselves have tweeted this morning that having checked their records, as far as they're concerned, it was a DDoS, dedicated denial of service attack, which is basically where their server just got completely overwhelmed by spurious clicks on it, essentially. That's Bambuser's side. Obviously, I have absolutely no idea. I don't have access to any of the technical data on that front. It's Bambuser's service. It's their servers. I don't have any reason to disbelieve them. If they say it was a DDoS attack, then that's from the horse's mouth as far as I'm concerned. That's good enough for me. There are other people who might argue with that. A group called Anti-Leaks have claimed responsibility for it. Of course, claiming responsibility for something and actually being responsible for it are two different things. It may be a group trying to make a name for themselves. It may be that they actually did do what they said they did. At the moment, that's unknown to me. It can do, but it'll affect my stream.
Well, that's the thing. Matt needs to get a video on YouTube because it's really on the internet. I don't want to cut you off the stream if you're doing that, what you're doing right now. So
I would suggest stick with the stream and add the YouTube later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, there's a group here with the V for Vendetta anonymous mask. One holding up a sign saying, "I'm Julian," and has got a mobile sound unit with them, and they're playing some music.
Oh, no, what's wrong?
Okay, so I've currently got the shot trained on the front door of the embassy. What I'm going to do is just take a walk back round to where I was earlier, because last night there were some police going in and out of a side door. The lighting's a lot better now, obviously, daytime. Last night, with the resolution that a live stream provides, plus the poor lighting, it wouldn't have been possible to see very much, so I'm hoping I can give you a better shot now. Okay, so the shot is currently pointed towards the front door of the embassy, and here is a side street. It's called Landon Place. There's a goods delivery yard here, and once this van has moved out the way, and just in shot now there's a black door which last night I saw on several occasions UK police officers enter in and out of entirely peaceably. There was no storming. They appear to have been allowed in by the Ecuadorian diplomatic staff, and just because they were inside the building That doesn't necessarily equate to them having invaded what is effectively sovereign Ecuadorian territory. That would be, so I understand, restricted to other areas inside the embassy. Okay, I've just about got enough light to see that somebody's requested a slow down a little bit because the video gets scrambled. So I've seen and read that and acknowledged, so I'll try to take care of that so I can give you the best quality possible. Now the local time here is now 11:40 in the morning. And unless anybody's able to update me otherwise, a statement from the Ecuadorian government is due at 1 PM. That's London time. So that's 1 hour and 20 minutes from now. I don't anticipate that announcement from the Ecuadorians on whether they are going to grant Julian Assange's request for asylum, that's what the announcement is going to be about. I don't anticipate that they'll be making that on the steps of the embassy here. I think that statement is going to come from the Ecuadorian capital, Quito, at 7 AM their local time, which is 1 PM London time. That's 1 hour and 20 minutes from now. I'm just seeing a comment there about any mods to ban racist comments. Unfortunately, I'm the only person who can moderate it, and unfortunately I can't do that whilst I'm streaming. The options I have basically are to force people to log in with Facebook so that they're named and it's linked to their Facebook account, and then that can be followed up later. I can understand the reason for doing that. Personally speaking, I'm reluctant because despite idiots who come out with racist, homophobic, hateful comments generally, etc. and the like, on balance, I find having the freedom of comments is better. So what I encourage people to do is don't feed trolls. I find that generally they get excitement out of upsetting people, and if they are just flatly ignored, nobody says anything to them, nobody even acknowledges their comment, even when they're spamming and like cut and pasting and totally flooding the feed. If they get off on that, then it really does say an awful lot about them. Got a Harrods truck coming through here. And I know it's very, very hard when people come out with absolutely outrageous statements, but don't give them an audience. Don't let them know that it's affecting you. And I find that eventually, sometimes it can take a little while, 15 minutes can seem like 2 hours, but eventually they do get bored and move on when they realise that they're not getting any bites. So my message is, please don't take the bait. I much prefer to keep the chat comments completely open.
Men eftersom de är bakom avspärrningar så jag vet inte vad det är.
Okay, we do get new people joining the stream all the time, so I make no apology for when I repeat myself. It's like 24-hour rolling news. You do hear the same thing again and again, especially whilst there's not really anything particular going on except a group of people crowded outside an embassy at the moment. But I do want to let people know that sometimes the feed can drop for various reasons, battery failure, connection failure, that kind of thing. So if you're not watching directly from my source feed, which is bambuza.com/channel/AlburyJ, I can't ever see your comments, although I do thoroughly encourage people to mirror and share the feed wherever they can. I consider my stream to be Creative Commons licensed, therefore it's freely available for non-commercial and credited use. If you want to embed the feed anywhere, then I simply request that you credit the Twitter handle @AlburyJ, ALBURYJ, all as one word. And also to the people that are watching this that aren't aware, if you want to add my Twitter, then you can find me @AlburyJ, ALBURYJ. And if you do that, my live streaming accounts are synchronized with Twitter, so if I do have a break in the feed for any reason, whether it's beyond my control or whether it's a planned break, then you'll automatically be notified because the account's synchronized. I automatically tweet when a new broadcast is starting, so if you want to add me to your list, then that's how you can stay updated that way. So not an ego thing, I'm just telling you where you can find the information if you want it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I'm really not concerned how many followers I have, but okay, there's a gentleman with a fairly prominent sign here which I'm going to try and catch up. He's just started pacing up and down the front of the media pen. And it says on his sign, attack on Iran will lead America, Russia to World War III in Iraq. And when he flips it around, it says 7 million Iraqis killed, injured and homeless since 2003. I don't have any way of actually verifying that fact right now, if it is a fact.
Million killed and injured, and 6 million homeless, 4 million within Iraq, 2 million in Jordan and Syria. So the figure is correct. Million killed and injured, 6 million homeless, and things are not getting any better. And 178,000 Americans are in Iraq stealing Iraqi oils, while Iraqis have no law and order, no food, no freedom. And this is what George Bush said, bring in democracy. This is a hypocrisy and murder on large scale. Julian Assange is a hero. He should be allowed to live a free life. He has done good work by highlighting American killing in Iraq, killing of innocent people, killing of people who have nothing to do with Saddam, or the trouble. And there is no such a thing as Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda is the same as a UFO and a mafia, excused to steal Middle East oil.
Can I ask you a question? Obviously I gather from what you said that you're an Assange supporter. With the allegations, and I appreciate he's not been charged in Sweden, they are allegations in Sweden about sexual offences. I have absolutely no idea whether he's guilty or not. I don't have the information to be able to make that kind of judgment. If he was tried in a court of law and found to be guilty, would you even go as far to say that he should be exonerated of that crime for the alleged greater good that he's done?
Julian Assange is a peaceful person. He's been afraid. He didn't commit any rape. He was set up to silence him. And international intelligence service and international governments are professional in framing up people to silence them.
Okay. I mean, I can't dispute that that is certainly a possibility. It's sort of like, it doesn't seem beyond the realms of possibility, but I'm just saying, just for the benefit of the people watching, I can't confirm it either way. I don't actually know for certain. There's a lot of stuff out there which it doesn't enable me to make as an informed decision on it as I would like. I'm really just here to report opinions and give people a platform to get their voice heard, people who are on the ground here. So I can totally understand where you're coming from. I'm not disputing it in any way at all. That's why I was actually, I wanted to capture it so that people that are watching on the internet can basically get your message. But that's independent of my own thought. I'm not for you or against you. I'm just here reporting what's going on.
I am an Englishman. I am from England. I am from Crawley in West Sussex. And the same people who said Saddam had the WMD are the same people saying Julian has committed rape.
Yeah, but something that I would say and something that I am happy to offer an opinion on is I do have a distrust of state governments, particularly the UK, which is where I'm from, and the USA, because I think, in my view, they've been caught out telling lies again and again and again. However, because they've lied previously, that doesn't necessarily mean 100% that they're lying now, or that they're framing Assange, but I certainly would view it as a possibility, and I would encourage people to investigate the things for themselves and draw their own conclusions from as many different sources as possible.
Intelligence service and politicians, they always lie. They lie through their teeth. These people, they lied about communism threat. They lied about Vietnam War. They lied about Korea. They lied about everything. So there is no way they are telling truth that Julian has committed rape. It's all lies. It's 1,000% lie. Julian is innocent. He's a law-abiding person. And Julian is a person who would never commit rape.
Would you, how do you feel, as an allegation has been made of a very, very serious offence, do you believe that Mr. Assange should answer questions and do something to clear his name if he is indeed innocent?
I agree. Julian should speak his mind. He should talk to the media, tell them actually what happened, and I know the world now he's been set up.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Great.
There's a few thousand people watching, so...
And so if I need to watch this video, where do I go? What do I click?
Oh, okay. Have you got a pen?
Yeah, and I don't have it. Roughly, tell me.
I've got one. It's a complicated URL, so I'm just going to write...
like a YouTube or something like that?
Yeah, it's like that. It's a live streaming. It's a similar principle.
I think I got...
if you've got a bit of paper, I'll write it down for you.
I have 4 videos on YouTube. Click Justice Party UK. Justice Party UK on YouTube, and they're the greatest videos on internet.
Okay, so this gentleman is encouraging people to have a look at his videos on YouTube. I've got no idea what they're like, but it's what Justice Party UK. Justice Party UK. Okay, so I'm not condoning any content seen on there, and I'm not condemning it either. I have no idea, but I'm happy to give him the platform for his YouTube channel, and I'm going to be filming not very much for a moment whilst I write him down the URL for this feed. Okay.
www.bambuza.com channel, yeah?
/channel /Aubrey J.
www.bambuza.com, yeah?
Yeah. Let me have a look, see how clear that is. Yeah, that's okay. Bambuza.com /channel /Aubrey J.
Oh, great, okay.
Thanks for your time, sir.
Are you like a freelance?
Free lunch?
Not freelance.
Oh, freelance. Yeah, I'm completely freelance, totally independent.
And I'm the person who went to Northern Ireland and negotiated the Good Friday Agreement.
Okay.
International media know about it. The politicians know about it. My cover name in the peace process was Independent Channel of Communication.
Okay.
It's official Independent Channel of Communication. Go and ask anybody in Irish politician, Irish media, Irish press, Jerry Adam, Conor Murphy. Sinn Féin had went on television and said Independent Channel of Communication exists. We had been working with it for a long time.
Okay, all right. Well, there's a lot of people watching, so they can check out those facts for themselves.
Independent Channel of Communication, and I've been working in the Irish peace process for 17 years. I spent £80,000 my own money. I've written 78,000 letters. I travelled with the banner for 8,000 kilometers, and it has taken me 17 years.
Okay, that's a huge commitment.
And while driving a taxi to earn money to pay for the peace process expenditure.
Okay, all right. So well, I'll have a recording of this. I'll watch it back later, so I'll check that out.
Great.
Thanks for your time.
Okay.
I'm just going to move away from the anonymous music a little bit because it makes it obviously rather difficult to hear with that amount of background noise. Okay, I'm essentially taking a short break for a couple of minutes. I'm not going to stop the feed, I'm just going to leave it running up there. But there'll be no comments from me unless something remarkable happens for a short while. But the video and audio are just going to be left running as they are.
Y los policías se fueron a meter a la embajada. Anyway, there we are. No, it's not going to be every week. I don't like that. I need your help. I cannot continue. I need something like dongle. I need your help for connecting.
Just want to reiterate for anybody who's only picking up this stream just now, the sunshine's quite bright at the moment, so whilst I'm aware that there are chat comments going through all the time, I'm afraid because the sun's so bright I can't see the screen at the moment because the brightness is turned down as much as possible in order to conserve battery. So if there's any comments directed at me, sorry, not ignoring you, just literally can't see them at the moment. Will say I want to give a big thank you to everybody who's watching first of all, whether you're supportive of Assange and WikiLeaks or not. Thanks very much for tuning into the feed because more viewers means less relevance to the mainstream media. I do believe that citizen journalism has a a very big role to play in the future. So thank you very much if you're sharing the link to this feed, www.bambuza.com/channel/AlburyJ, ALBURYJ, all as one word. And sharing the link helps spread the word. And many people aren't yet aware that there is an alternative to mainstream corporate media. So yeah, really, one of the expressions that I've used on my previous streams, and I'll repeat it, is chuck your newspapers in the bin, throw your telly out the window, get yourself an internet connection, and find a variety of independent sources for news on the internet. And don't necessarily trust everything that I say. Don't necessarily trust anything anybody says. Try and take a full range of views from as many different and varied sources as you possibly can, and make up your own mind. Don't be told what to think. The sun's just dimmed enough for a moment for me to see a comment that came through basically asking when something might happen. My best estimate for that would be at 1 PM London time, a statement on whether Julian Assange's asylum application to Ecuador has been granted or not is due from the Ecuadorian government, and that will be at 1 PM London time. Time in London is currently 8 minutes past 12, about 12:08, so about 52 minutes until that announcement from the Ecuadorian government. That's when it's due. There's obviously no guarantee that they will make the statement on schedule and on time. We're all just going to have to wait and see for that. That being the case, broadcasting using the 3G data, etc., as much as I've got the screen dimmed, and I do everything I can to try and conserve battery, it does run down at quite an alarming rate. And now I've got a couple of spare battery packs with me, but I really want to be able to stay with this afternoon, all afternoon. So what I might do is pause this stream in around about 5 minutes time until such time as there is any news. I can pop on Twitter a little bit because that'll use less battery. My feed does get absolutely flooded with requests and questions, and they run through at a really quite astonishing rate, so I can't necessarily answer absolutely everybody's question, but I do try to pick out some that catch my eye as they run through. So if you do want to take part in that Twitter discussion, then you can add me on @AlburyJ, ALBURYJ. Before I pause this feed, I'm just going to have a look round to see if I can see another live streamer, and then I should be able to give you a link for another feed, so you've got continuous viewing whilst I'm got my Bambuza feed paused. Just going to have a look around, see if I can see anyone. Right, I'm going to pause my feed for a while to conserve battery. Which feed are you running on at the moment?
Ustream.
You're on Ustream. Right, okay. There's although my feed's going to be paused for the next maybe 30-45 minutes in order to conserve battery. There's another live stream here. Is that okay if I say your name? Pedro. Yeah. No, it's okay if I say. Yeah. There's Pedro streaming from Occupy News Network, and the URL for that feed is www.ustream.tv/channel/Occupy News Network. All as one word. Now, I'm going to hold on for a second, try and get myself into a little bit of shade. If somebody could type that URL in the chat screen for me, then I'll confirm that it's correct, and then people can click on that so they don't get any effective breaking coverage. They can follow that feed, well, for as long as they like. They might want to come back to mine, switch between the two, whatever.
Okay, so you're cracking on then, make it like that.
Okay, I couldn't see the screen because I was just ustream.tv/channel Occupy News Network. Yeah, there's I can confirm from EMP or EMP and Baru but that ustream.tv/channel/Occupy News Network. There is a fellow streamer called Pedro. Occupy News Network is his own organisation, somebody I have a loose affiliation with who I've met in the past. Hope you enjoy his coverage, hope you've enjoyed mine so far. I'm going to take a break now until something significant happens, which I would hoping to be around about 1 o'clock. If anything happens earlier, then of course I will pop the feed right back up, and if you want to know when that happens, add me on Twitter @AlburyJ, ALBURYJ, and if you do that, because my account is synchronised with the Bamboozer, you'll automatically be notified of when my stream recommences. Thanks absolutely loads for watching for now, and I'll see you all a little bit later.